You need a little trimming.
Now, let's turn on the juice and see what shakes loose.
I just love hitting you bozos with my hammer. Are you with me? Tonight is ours!
What is going on, everybody? This is Tyler from Haunt Central, and today we have a very exciting video. I just want to start out by saying that I think Spirit this year did an amazing job, like every year, but this year in particular, I think they just did an amazing job. I know a lot of you didn't like the whole idea of not having sneak peeks, but I honestly like this a little better. I think this was a really unique, cool idea that no company really ever does, and it's just a prime example of why Spirit is the best Halloween company that you can get your Halloween props. So without further ado, everybody, we are going to get right into this video. There's so much to talk about, so much excitement in this video, and I am so excited to kick off the season with all these amazing props. One of the best years so far. I don't think there's one animatronic that they didn't do a good job on this year, so I am really excited to talk about this with you guys, and hope you enjoy the video. So first up, we have Shorty. Now Shorty I think is cool because he is just a generic looking clown, similar to what we saw with Waving Wally back in 2019. I think that the waving clowns, or excuse me, the generic looking clowns are pretty cool and pretty scary at times, you know, with all the blood on their face and everything. I think he just looks like a normal looking clown. We don't see that too often. I also can picture the price being pretty good for him. I didn't see it officially, but I'm guessing it's going to be around $129.99, and I'm guessing he's going to be around the size and pretty much the same as Mommy's Favorite. So I think he's more of like a reskin of Mommy's Favorite from last year, but I definitely think is a cool prop. Now coming up next is Buzzsaw. Now Buzzsaw I also think is a really unique idea. We haven't really seen any Buzzsaw props in a long time, and I really think that he is one of the best ones this year, and I'm hoping to get him. He looks pretty big for his price, and I saw his price and it's honestly not that bad, so definitely I will consider buying him. Maybe as my first animatronic, I definitely want to try and get Wacky Mole this year, of course, but this one I think is also a really cool one, and it's not really a reskin. We've never seen something like this before, and I think he's really cool. Now say what you want, bash me, but this is definitely one of my least favorites for the year. I know a lot of you are Beetlejuice fans, but I never have been, and I'm not sure if I ever will be. I've seen the movies, I've seen the musical, I'm just not that impressed by it, and I've never really thought it's too Halloweenish. I'm just not a fan of the Beetlejuice animatronic, and I think it was kind of a waste of space in the store. I think they could have filled something way better right there, but that's just my opinion. I respect everybody else's opinions, but just not impressed really by this one. I think it's a cool, I always think licensed props are cool, but again, not a Beetlejuice fan, so can't really say I like it. Now next up is Scream, and this one I was really surprised to see, but the surprise was definitely a welcomed one. Now the Scream animatronics, I don't think we've seen one since 2011, 2012. Somebody can correct me in the comments there if I'm wrong. But I really think that this is a really cool idea to bring back, and the licensed props are always really cool. It seems that he basically is a reskin from the Hauntress, that he basically pops out just slower from behind there, and he's actually in the same spot as the Hauntress from last year, and I'm pretty sure he's the exact same mechanism and all, same size, same price, all that. So it looks like that they are starting to make more of those pop out from the side props, and I think that they're really cool and a really cool addition to add to your entrance of your haunted house. Coming in now is the one and only Wacky Mole Clown. Now this guy is super nostalgic to me. He was there on one of my first major years, actually the first major year I had at Spirit, where I started collecting animatronics, and back then I was a little kid and obviously didn't have the money to get an animatronic this size, but I always, every time I loved going to the store, I just could not stop stepping on that step pad. He is just so nostalgic to me. I think he is just one of the best props Spirit has ever made. His phrases, and I am really glad that they made him pretty much original. You know, I was worried that they were going to make him more modernized and have his mouth moving and everything, and I just wanted the classic Wacky Mole, and that's what looks like what we're getting this year, so I'm really happy to see this guy back. Coming up next is the Caretaker. Now, we've seen plenty of Caretaker props in the past, but I think this one just stands out from all the others. We've never really seen one with the tombstone behind him. I mean, we've seen them with the hoods and everything, but I think the eyes lighting up yellow and the face just looks awesome. And, you know, he's not supposed to be like dead or a zombie. He's supposed to just be a caretaker, like an older man that's doing his job. And I think that's really cool. You know, he definitely is really freaky. He would go well with any theme pretty much, especially a graveyard theme. And I really can't wait to see him in stores this year. I think he is really cool. I haven't seen his price yet. I hope it's good because I really plan on buying him. But I think he is just one of the top 5 for me this year. I'll be making a video, of course, of my top 10, and I'm sure he will be in that top 5, maybe around number 4 or 5. But I definitely think he is a really cool animatronic, as I said, and I can't wait to see him in stores this year. Up next, we don't really have a name or price or anything for this guy, but I definitely think he looks really cool. It looks that he's going to be kind of lunging from the back, similar to props we've seen in the past. I think he's going to have a similar mechanism to Rosemary from back in 2012 or 2011, whenever she's from. But I think he is going to be a little bigger than she was, and I think he's going to be really cool. Now, he's pretty generic, just kind of your classic skeleton zombie for Halloween, but I do think he is a really cool, he's going to have that cool mechanism where he lunges, and I've always been a real big fan of the lunging props, and honestly, I think his detail looks really good. So I hope we can see him in stores this year, and I can maybe plan on picking him up as well. Next up is probably the biggest surprise to me in this entire trailer, and that is Bloody Bag of Jokes. Now, he is also a really nostalgic one to me, given the fact that he was pretty much right next to Wacky Mole in the Clown Train in 2013. Now, I'm hearing that he may be online only, which would really be disappointing to me because I would love to see him in stores again. I would definitely plan on buying him if he was in stores again, and I would love to see him right next to Wacky Mole in stores, but I don't think that's going to happen either. But I'm kind of just keeping my fingers crossed that he is in stores because he is also, like Wacky Mole, a big nostalgic prop to me from the first couple years I went to Spirit. He was a huge surprise, like I said, to see come back. When I saw him come back, I was like, oh my god, wow. Bloody Bag of Jokes is back too. I couldn't believe that. But I'm really hoping he's in stores this year, like many of you probably are, and just an overall amazing prop from the past. Next up is another we don't really have a name for, but like many of the others on the list for this year, I think this is a really cool idea. It kind of reminds me of Harvester of Souls, except I like the fact that the eyes actually move on this animatronic and the girl actually moves. I mean, the Harvester of Souls, yeah, he raises the girl up and she fogs and everything, but I think this is a really cool idea, the fact that he's behind her, like sneaking up behind her, and she realizes it, and I think this is just going to be a really cool one to see in stores. Hopefully it is in stores. I haven't looked, not sure, but I really hope to see it in stores, and I think this is a really cool one and one we've never really seen before, guys. And they are really bringing these props back from the past this year, and this is the Crawling Dead animatronic from 2015. Now, those of you that were there in 2015, you'll remember that he was in the subway, and then in 2016, he was part of the clock tower as well, which were two of my favorite themes from the past. So, like Wacky Mole and Bloody Bag of Jokes, this would be nostalgic to see in stores as well, but I have a feeling that he's going to be online only. I don't know if that's been confirmed or not. Somebody can tell me in the comments. But I have a feeling he's going to be online only, but he was just one of those cool ones that was definitely worth the price. Back in 2015 and 2016, he was only $99, and you just couldn't really beat it for the price. And as generic as he is, it's just one of those classic Halloween animatronics that you should definitely have for any graveyard theme. So if he's in stores this year, or maybe even if he is on online only, maybe I will still plan on ordering him. But another one from the past that we all love. Next up is one that everybody was waiting to see, along with Mr. Howell, and that is Henryhussell. Now this, I was very surprised to see what it does, and I think it did not disappoint. I was not expecting the head to pop up like that and reveal that face. I was expecting something more like Hugs the Clown or Peekaboo Clown, where it would reveal his face by taking away the cards or by lunging out. Now this is another pop-up prop that I think will get a lot of people in stores, and for many of you that know, pop-up props are actually my favorite kind. So it's really cool to see another one come into play for Spirit. Unfortunately, sometimes the pop-up props do kind of have the crappiest mechanisms and like tend to break sometimes, but it's not Spirit's fault, and I hope that this one that doesn't happen with, but definitely a big surprise with this one of what he does, and can't wait to see him in stores. And I hope to even pick this guy up too this year. I have a lot on my list this year because Spirit really went all out this year and really freaking nailed it. So this guy is another one of my top 5 for this year, and the lighting up eyes just adds to that. That's always one of my favorite parts of animatronics as well. So I hope you guys all like this one as much as I do. Coming up next is Mr. Howell. Now this was another one that many of you were waiting to see come out from the original teaser trailer, where you could see the blueprint of him in the background. This one, say what you want, like with Beetlejuice, but I'm really not that impressed. He just kind of looks really generic, and he's very detailed for sure, but I was hoping he would do more of a like lunging thing more than just kind of static. I know that he's going to be kind of in the front of the store this year. I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm guessing he's going to be in the front of the store this year, similar to how Limb Ripper was when you first walked into the store in 2017 with the whole woods wilderness theme. But I definitely think he'll be cool to see in stores this year. But say what you want, I'm just not that impressed by him. Not as impressed as a lot of you are. I think he's going to be one of the top sellers this year, not only because we've never seen, we haven't seen a werewolf prop in a long time, but the fact that he's so detailed and probably worth the price. But to me, he's just not that worth it, and he's just not that impressive to me. Coming up next on your screen is another one that we don't have a name or price for, but guys, this one looks killer. The detail looks so amazing in the bride's face, and we just really have not seen a bride animatronic in so long. Those of you that are Haunted Mansion fans at Walt Disney World will know that this kind of reminds you of Constance Hatchaway. I mean, the fact that Constance holds obviously a hatchet, and she is holding a head is a little different, but I love the idea of this, and especially the video that they made for her. Just looks absolutely cool. I really hope we can see her in stores this year, and she's definitely one on my top 5 that I really want to pick up this year. She may be one of my first, along with Wacky Mole, that I pick up for this year. I'm guessing she's going to be like Lost Her Way, that roams around, except this time this one has a head and is carrying a head rather than a candle and no head. But like I said, this one is really killer, and I cannot wait to see this one in stores and hopefully own it. Coming up next is the Night Stalker. Now those of you that know me well will also know that one of my favorite types of props, along with pop-up props, are scarecrow props, and this guy is no exception. Now I'm a little disappointed that he's just a static prop, but we've never really seen a scarecrow that's actually on the cross like that, so that is really cool to see. Scarecrows, for me, the love for them goes all the way back to scarecrows back in 2012, and even the Harvester. Obviously have was kind of the one that set the tone for me, and those of you that have watched my haunt videos, you know that I own Sitting Scarecrow, and I also have planned to, haven't done it yet, by Jack Straw. I've always thought that the scarecrow props really set the tone for the fall/Halloween season, and I've always loved the ones that actually pop up. Now, unfortunately, like I said, this one is static, so we won't see that, but nevertheless a really cool animatronic to see. Next up is Grim. Now, I think Grim is a really cool animatronic. I mean, I know a lot of you are hating on him only because he is just that classic skeleton and doesn't really have any design. However, I think it's cool to once in a while just see one of those classic props come into play for the Halloween season. I also really like his phrases. The voice is really cool, and I just love the phrases saying that the night is ours. I really just think that it is cool. It's supposed to be like a rising from the dead on that one night Halloween animatronic. And even if you don't like that he's just a regular skeleton, he is posable, I believe, and you can always dress him up if you'd like to make him a little more interesting. Put a hood on him maybe, kind of make him look like a giant little skelly bones. But personally, I think he is one of my coolest ones and one of my favorites for this year. I know a lot of you don't like him, but I love his phrases, and I think he's just a cool fit to set the tone for Halloween season. Last but certainly not least is once again another unnamed animatronic, and this one looks very unique. It almost looks like it's supposed to be some sort of animal guardian of a forest, and he would go really good, he or she would go really good in front of your haunt or in front of the displays for this year. I love whatever it is holding, and it's just, I'm excited to see what it does. The eyes look really killer. I'm just excited to see what it does and how they incorporate it into the themes this year, and most importantly, what the price and quality is going to be of this guy. And really, I think that he is going to be one of the good sellers of this year. He looks very unique, and I think he would be great for the entrance of your haunted house or haunt, or like I said, the ISEs for this year at Spirit Halloween. Well, that'll just about do it for this video, guys. I hope you were excited and impressed as I am. I cannot wait for this season. It looks absolutely amazing. Spirit went really all out this year. I know a lot of you are upset that there were no sneak peeks, but I honestly like this a little more and thought it was a really unique idea to make it into like a movie theme. I know that it's supposed to be like also like a prompt to get people to apply to Spirit with the whole national worker shortage, but nevertheless, this was a really cool idea for this year. Thanks for watching, everybody. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a great day and really enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe for more coming soon, and as always, guys, happy hauntings. This is Tyler from Haunt Central. Thanks for watching.
Are you with me? Tonight is ours!